Hi, my blossoms. Welcome back to my channel, Just the Messenger 828. Authentically me, authentically you. We forever bloom. I've had this message sitting in front of me for a few days. Excuse what you hear in the background. That is for my child's entertainment purposes. YouTube, not mine. I do not own the rights to any music or programs that you may hear in the background. I will be playing a frequency. Let me get that. Let's see the first one. Okay, maybe not the first one. Okay, we'll do this because it pertains to it. I'm not gonna say the full title of this but this is like to clear past partners out of your aura. So sexual partners also. That's been a topic for me recently. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of shame there, especially for me. I will admit that. A lot of shame. At the time, I was looking for love in all the wrong places. You know, everyone's story is different, but it all does stem from childhood some way, somehow. Like, I'm really starting to think that not everyone's story is different. It's like everyone has that same root of the problem, and it's always from childhood, some way, somehow. Whether it shows up in you being promiscuous, you being filled with rage, or you not being able to trust anybody. You know, it always stems from the childhood. It really does. So back to the main topic, because it plays a part. It plays a major part. Because people, now that I'm more aware now than when I was 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I'm a completely different person from that person, right? So you guys may be doing like not like you intentionally doing it either. Like, God is putting it in your face. So like, this is where you were. That's what you did. You might feel some shame about that. When you get a chance to actually go within in regards to that situation, it's going to be different for everybody, right? That old version of yourself might talk to you, because that's what happened with me. The old version of myself that was more promiscuous gave me my props. Like, girl, you did it. You stopped it. So what are you crying for? And I'm just like, you're right. Like, you're right. I did it. Right? Yeah. You being able to be the person to stop certain patterns, whether it's generational patterns or whether it's just bad habits that you picked up on from being around. different people. This is definitely dealing more in the sexual area. Okay, so this could be a trigger warning, y'all, because it's going to trigger you. Okay, this is not a fluff reading. Because it triggered me. It triggered me into feeling shame. But then I remember I repented for this. Like God's like, but you already repented for this. Why are you crying? I'm just like, but I feel the shame now. But you may be feeling some shame or grief or those type of emotions in regards to what you did in the past. And like in the past, you probably didn't feel that type of way. But you feeling that shame and that grief now is just you processing everything. It's like delayed emotions, or being able to feel certain emotions have been delayed. And that's just what I've been going through, y'all. That's just what I've been going through. So take it how it resonates for you, right? Not everybody was promiscuous in their past. Not everybody was dealing with the same thing. Okay. But y'all know every once in a while my child likes to go through my cards and scatter them all over the place. And let me tell you, he got his hands on every single card that he could and scattered them all over the place. So after I cleaned, I realized that there was a card that was just sitting there. And I was like, I could have sworn I picked up cards in that area, but I didn't see this one. Excuse me, confirmation. Okay, yeah, this is a message. All right. So if anybody wants to timestamp, the actual message is starting at like 7:27. Okay, 7:27 can be a significant number. Uh, something to do with the eighth house, right? The eighth house, Scorpio. It gives Scorpio energy. Okay. The eighth house deals with merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances, taxes, inheritances, loans, assets, property, joint ventures slash goals, mystery, and partners' resources. You see how that lead in and the frequency I chose to play in the background, if y'all can even hear it, how it ties in with the eighth house. Like what I'm getting is for, especially if you resonate with me, some of y'all past sexual partners have been playing with your energy and blocking certain things in your energy. This can even be cock blocking, y'all. Cock blocking. Not to mention the word cock came up like 3 times in a row, along and all in the same day of me dealing with the shame of the piss, the shame of the sexual partners that I had, which I've cleared. You know what I'm saying? For like, you may be a born again virgin, meaning like you put those old ways down. But now I don't want to say the repercussions, but yeah, the repercussions of you having merged with those individuals have been your hardships in the area of the eighth house. This is for somebody else too. And God is testing me to be vulnerable with y'all. It's not pretty. It is not a pretty thing. Hold on, y'all. I wanted to make sure that y'all can still hear me. I got a phone call and I didn't know if it was gonna mess with the audio or not. But it is not a pretty thing. Even if you had like one sexual partner and that sexual partner was just, you know, connected to some other people that was just horrible. Like it still weighs heavy on you. The releasing of this of being promiscuous, lustful energy, the releasing of that, the releasing of the shame of that, being vulnerable in regards to that is going to unblock. You know, it was blocked. It's going to unblock things for the eighth house. It's going to unblock merging and like, because sex is sacred. We hear that all the time. Your body is a temple. We hear that all the time. But I really wish that someone would have explained it in a, because all I heard was your body is a temple. I'm like, okay, what is that? You know, growing up, I'm like, okay, what is that? Like, how can you further explain it? I feel like if someone actually set me down, right? You could be thinking this way too. Like, if someone actually sat me down and explained, when they say your body is a temple, like, your energy in that manner is sacred and you should not share it freely. If someone actually sat me down and spoke to me in that manner, then I would have thought twice. You know what I'm saying? But these are just ways that we have to heal so that our future generation does not have to go through what we went through, right? Because if the generation before me had actually sat down and spoken to me with purpose, spoken to me with pure intention of not just quoting things and not explaining things, but just quoting things, then I would have had a better understanding of what the heck that meant. So these are just building blocks for you to reassess where you went wrong in your journey and how you can be what you should have had in your journey for the next generation, for your lineage. I know for a fact that's going to be something I prioritize. That conversation will be something that I prioritize having with every single one of my children, one on one, not just a group, one on one. Hey, I want you to understand, because mommy didn't understand at one point, and it cost me a lot. There was a lot of things blocked from me, but this is me being able to be unblocked. God wants me to reveal my shame. So close. This is also talking about that inheritance, y'all. There might be finances that were shared in regards to an inheritance you were supposed to receive, taxes, like somehow some type of tax, something that was taxed that you were supposed to receive from, loans that were being that you were supposed to receive, assets that you were supposed to receive, a property that you were supposed to receive, different joint ventures that were happening and co-conspirating behind your back that you were supposed to be a part of. And it's been a mystery around this, a covering around it. Like, you were blocked from seeing it because that sexual energy. This could also be people playing in your sexual energy. Once again, cock blocking. Cock blocking you financially, romantically, not being able to have proper intimacy, right? Making the situation awkward. Even messing with your partner's resources, right? Because you merge with your partner. I want you to know that, especially if this is hitting hard for you the way that it hit hard for me, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry it out. Have that talk with yourself and have that talk with God, and be rest assured, like, check in with God. That's what I did immediately. I'm like, God, like, hold on, wait a minute now, like, because I'm like, I know I did this in the past. I know, I know, but like, I could have sworn I repented for this. I could have sworn that I came out of karmic energy into divine energy. Am I not? Like, I had to check myself, and God was like, yeah, you've been forgiven for that. You're on the right path. But the shame, it was the shame for me. It was the shame for me. So I feel like people might use your past against you. And as long as you know that God forgave you, that God knows your heart, that you've repented and that message has been received by the Most High God, and that Jesus walks with you, he walks right beside you, you're following in his footsteps in some way, shape, or form, that God wants you, you're in purpose. It don't matter what they say. This connects with the Empress's Justice. It connects with that reading. Someone might be like, oh, that's not an empress. They've done this and they've done that. Oh, that person isn't good. They've done this and they've done that. But there's people that are in really high quote unquote good, like very good positions, like, oh no, this is a good person, that person's a pastor, that person gives back to charity, that person's humanitarian. These are also people in the back, that are still participating in some very gruesome things, that are still participating in some very promiscuous activities, while sitting in front of your face saying and portraying to be a very good and righteous person. Like, currently. So what the Empress did in the past, which has been forgiven by God already, which they are no longer doing anymore, which they are using to help others. Hence what I'm doing now. Like, I was just boohoo crying about this the other day, y'all. Like, I'm not playing. But if this is able to help someone else that probably just went through the same thing, or that is about to go through the same thing, or in the future will experience this, then I'm happy to do it. And I don't get no money from this. I just put the offer out there. If y'all want to donate, then y'all can donate. Go in the description. You can see Cashapp, Venmo. I have a whole Amazon wish list. If you would like to donate, it's there for you. If you would like a personal reading, you can email me. It's always offered, but it doesn't guarantee that y'all take it, and it doesn't have to be that y'all take it. I just want you to use your discernment and take what resonates to you when it comes to this. And as much as people pass judgment on others, know that this is a judgment-free zone. So if you in the comments talking about blip 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 blip, okay, that's fine. But I want you to know that God is the ultimate judge. And just because you hide behind a different account or alias, and you're a keyboard warrior, and you got the Twitter fingers, does not mean that God don't see that. God see exactly who is putting the keystrokes in them comments. Yeah. Just want to let that be known too, right? Because there are individuals out here that will use your good-hearted ways, because a lot of the people for me that are hindering and blocking me, it's not even the people, it's not even, it's not every single person that I've had intimacy with. There's two specific individuals that are playing with that energy and trying to block in that energy. Those individuals are the ones that are doing things like, because when you see this, like, oh, sex magic, yeah, those are the people that's doing that. There's two individuals for me. You'll have the one thing about it, two things for sure. God will show you, and your ancestors will show you who's playing in your energy in your dreams. If you have that ability, you might get visions of them, but they're going to they're going to snitch on them. They will. But I'm gonna leave that there, y'all.